Okay, I don't know if we got everybody here, but we'll go ahead and start. I just want to go with the trial docket for the 25th. Next, I have Billy Launderet versus Energy Transfer Partners. So at this point, y'all are number one on the civil docket.
Your Honor, this is Alma Aguirre and Steve Grubbs for the defense.
Okay.
Couple of issues. We've anticipated this is a 3 to 4 day trial. And then Mr. Grubbs, the judge might remember that we substituted in last week for new trial counsel. And unfortunately, Mr. Grubbs had a prior vacation letter on file. And almost all the counties we have cases in, actually all the counties, but we didn't have one in San Jacinto County prior to this, so it wasn't on file. We sent it to your court coordinator per her request earlier this week, may have been last week. And that's the status, but as of right now.
And
Judge,
Ms. Aguirre characterized it as unfortunate. I'm not sure it's unfortunate. My wife would strangle me if I called it that, Judge.
And Judge, I am madder than a hornet. I know Mr. Grubbs. I know this firm. This is not how they normally operate. But for whatever reason, this is as hen house as I have ever seen it happen. Last week, we get noticed at 7:09 at night for a hearing the next morning at 9:30 at the courthouse. Ms. Aguirre apologizes and says, oh, that stuff won't happen again. Then they substitute in saying not justice will be delayed so we can get this case tried, because she calls and tells me we're trial counsel. We're going to try this case. And the very next day they file some bullshit vacation letter that they knew dadgum good and well wasn't timely filed. And all they did was get in here because they've tried to send discovery, although the discovery period's long gone in this case. And it is just not fair to our client. It's not fair. If they knew he had a vacation letter when they hired on, if you didn't want to go on vacation, then don't hire on this case. Let the lawyer that was doing it just fine job beforehand try the case. If this insurance company wants these two lawyers, then they can pay for his vacation at a later time. This is just horse hockey.
Okay.
I would tell you how I feel, Judge, but I'm not going to.
Mr. Rush, you and I have worked together several times. We've never had these sort of words together. In fact, I recall a bunch of times you and I worked just fine together. So I'm going to chalk this one up to you're having a bad day. But look, you're a good guy. We've always worked together just fine. This isn't on purpose, Benny. You know how this works. We're all people that live in the same pond and do this. Didn't sound like we're going to get called anyway. We got a 4-day trial. We don't have much time left. Benny, I'm just asking you to do the humane thing. We got called in. We don't have any call over that. We get a call from a client that says, hey, I need you to step in. These other guys are stepping out. We need you to jump in. So we did. I don't have any cases in San Jacinto right now. So that's how it works sometimes. You know how this goes. I'd do the same for you. So Judge, with all due respect, Mr. Rush and I generally work really well together. I'm not sure why he waited until right now to have this meltdown. He didn't call me, didn't send me a letter and say, hey, didn't pick up the phone and say, hey, Steve, what do you think? Any chance we could work this out? Maybe figure out a workaround of vacation letter? No, Mr. Rush decided he was going to take this opportunity to grandstand in front of you, Judge. So Benny, you're better than that. We can all agree that this is uncalled for. We all live in the same pond. We all take vacations. We all do this together. It's a small world, Benny, and we've all worked together. So, Judge, I would just say there's no malicious intent here. It's what happens. We go to trial. We try cases, but we also take vacations with our family. I got 4 kids. So
and Judge, just for the record, I started my conversation that I know this firm and I know Mr. Grubbs, and I have never had a problem. But for whatever reason, this case started off on a bad foot. And after that hearing, Alma said, well, I'll call you later when I get back to office. I have yet to get that phone call because we could have addressed this then. But I hadn't got that phone call either.
I don't have anything else to add, Judge. That's just the way it goes sometimes in this business. Unfortunately, it's not you know, it's not anything we do on purpose, but we all have families. This is our day job, but we all know it's not our only job. We go home every day. We take care of our kids, take care of our wives, take care of our families. And this is one of those things.
And I'm not fussing at you, Steve, for going on vacation.
Judge, can I speak also?
No.
No, sir.
Yes, sir, Mr. Lee.
Well, and I've never met Mr. Grubbs. I've known his father for many years. So I will enjoy this trial with his with Tom Grubbs' son. But nevertheless, aside from everything, I have to agree totally with Benny. I've been with this case from day one. Miss Landriol, I think we filed suit years ago. The accident was several years ago. She had surgery. The company has offered nothing for the most part. We went to mediation. We tried to resolve it. So my client is excited. I've told her that we're going to trial. Last week, we get that last notice at the last second that Benny refers to. And so then suddenly we get these vacation letters. I know that Mr. Grubbs' office, I think they practice in Harris County. I actually went online and looked at vacation letters for Mr. Grubbs, and I might be wrong, but I don't see one that covers this period of this trial setting. So normally, me being a Harris County lawyer here, if I have vacation letters, I file in the Harris County where I practice. And then if I want to go peripherally out to different counties, then I'll let them know I have those. But I frankly don't even see any vacation letters in Harris County. And aside from, even if there were, Ms. Landriol has waited for years, and this flipping of attorneys at the last second, it looks to me that it was designed just to get a continuance, and which is shown by the documents they filed where they wanted a new DCO and a new continuance. So we're ready to go to trial, Judge.
Your Honor, if I may, the court will remember to the extent we asked for new pretrial deadlines, yes, I filed the motion for continuance. That was part of the motion for continuance. The court, in its discretion, denied that. So there are no pretrial deadlines right now. They've all passed. Insofar as the continuing discovery that Mr. Rush refers to, it is one deposition upon written questions in connection with a 911 call that counsel produced. We're not seeking new documents. This is just in order to avoid any challenges to the authenticity or the admissibility of that 911 recording. So this isn't trial by ambush. We're not asking for discovery on new issues. This is something that's been on the record for a long time. It is not anything counsel is unaware of. And insofar as a vacation letter, Mr. Grubbs has spoken to that. But my biggest concern really is if the court only has a 3-day trial docket with a criminal case ahead of us, and this is a 3 to 4 day trial, I don't see how we could possibly fit it in with the time the court has left.
Well, the reason I have a Thursday and Friday conflict is going to a mental health judicial seminar in El Paso. If I have to pass up going and getting some education on mental health issues in Texas, I can sit here and try the case for the rest of the week. So that's not an overriding problem. Sitting on cases comes before edification of my mental state, at least knowledge-wise. So I'm going to leave this as number one on the trial docket. Y'all have almost 2 weeks to get ready. There's probably an 80% chance that the criminal case will settle by plea bargain agreement. It is not to this point. And it's also possible that person's going to plead to the court on punishment, but I don't know that yet, and I won't know that until the 25th. So I would say there's probably a 70% chance that this case will go. And if it takes more than 3 days to present the case, it'll take more than 3 days to present the case. So at this point, that'll be the number one civil case. If y'all can exchange limiting motions, exchange proposed charges. I don't know anything about this case is about. It looks like there's minor versus whatever Energy Transfer Partners is. I'll have to.
Energy
I'll study
Transfer
this one.
is our client, Your Honor. Can we get a deadline on that pretrial exchange so we don't have to argue about it later?
Sure. Wednesday. July 20,
Thank you, Your Honor.
5 PM. So y'all take care of all that. And we'll see if we can't get this one off the docket. We'll see what happens.
I appreciate
Okay.
it, Your Honor.
Next